New Mobile Report Gundam Wing might be one of the most important Gundam series of all time. It marks Gundam's breakthrough into the West, bringing mecha as a whole to an audience of unexpecting American youngsters. Its turn towards an ensemble cast of dashing teens and focus on character drama helped bring Gundam to a broader audience. And it showed that, hey, you don't necessarily need to go as far as G Gundam to riff on the original Gundam concept. The After Colony era is the setting of Gundam Wing. It consists of a single television series, a sequel OVA that was turned into a movie, and a number of spin-off manga and novels. New Mobile Report Gundam Wing, or Mobile Suit Gundam Wing as it was called in America, is the first of many Gundam series in the vein of, it's like the original Gundam, but... In Wing's case, it's like the original Gundam, but instead of there being a pitched conflict between the one world government and the oppressed space colonies, the Earth is an unstoppable military force. Until a bunch of cool old grandpas decide to send 5 nigh-invincible Gundams to Earth, piloted by a bunch of spunky and angsty teens. The story plays out less as a dramatic space opera of ordinary people caught in the horrors of war, and more as pure melodrama, as the Gundam pilots, all with varying degrees of motivation and investment in their erstwhile mission, attempt to defeat the Earth all on their own, as events largely play out around them. Gundam as a whole has always struggled with the question of, how do you make Gundams cool and powerful without completely destroying all stakes? Do you let the Gundams not be especially powerful? Do you put them up against other equally powerful mecha, maybe even other Gundams? Do you play around in the space of what invincibility could mean? Do you not care? Wing's answer is to actually de-emphasize the mecha action as a whole, and instead focus on the character-driven melodrama and political intrigue. The Gundams of Wing are essentially invincible, except for when the plot requires, and they're not especially that well armed. Narratively, they don't really need to be. Unfortunately, the action that is there is actually kind of boring, and the melodrama is more ridiculous than entertaining.
Get out of my sight, you weaklings! Fighting a weak enemy leaves me feeling so empty afterwards.
Everyone's motivation is all over the place. People make the most bizarre decisions for the sake of, well, the plot needs it. The political intrigue is not actually that good. A Matryoshka doll of secret organizations engaging in various levels of infighting. And the overall message of how to achieve peace is... confused? I'm sure there are many who are incredibly nostalgic for Gundam Wing. Wing is what got me into Gundam, mecha, even anime as a whole. But it hasn't especially aged well. It's watchable. That original dub is still unintentionally hilarious, which is something. I just can't see it being a good way to get into Gundam these days. Especially since there's so many other Gundam series that do what it does well far better than it does. Next time, what if the original Gundam series had ended with the apocalypse and now we're in the desert with teens with attitude? What if? What do you think about Gundam Wing? Have you watched it recently? Should folks see it? Share it in the comments.